Hey guys, how are you doing? How is it going? It's good to come on your screen again. So we have a series of masterclasses coming up. Please do well to just be a part of it. I'm so sorry that this is being launched a little later than promised, but hey, we'll do our best to ensure that in the future that will not be the case as it would be done and I'm ready ahead of time. Series of network glitches and all of that stopped us from getting it in your hands when we promised to. Today is going to be great. I want to kind of deep dive into something that might be costing you more than you realize, and that is playing small. And this is not another motivation session. I would call this a mirror and a map. It is a mirror to show you the ways that you've been shrinking and sabotaging yourself. And it's a map to stretch you beyond your comfort zones on purpose, to stretch you outside of your familiar terrains on purpose. And so I want you to be radically honest today and I want you to be intentional and keep your excuses out of this space. I want you to think about the last year. What is one moment where you had a chance to speak up, to step up, to ask for more, or to launch out, but you didn't? Don't judge yourself. I want you to just name it. One place where you had the chance to speak up, the chance to ask for more, the chance to launch out, and you just chose to hide. Now, you've written that down, right? Now, I want you to go a step further and ask yourself, what did it cost you? What did it cost you? Was it time? Was it money? Was it peace? Was it progress? Was it confidence? Was it a connection, maybe? The fact that you still remember is proof that there is more in you. So today, I want us to face this cost so that we can flip the script. The truth is this: comfort zone is where dreams go to die. Your comfort zone, those are places that your dreams go to die because they are designed for survival, not for expansion. So your brain automatically curls back into familiar patterns because they burn less energy. You're wired for efficiency, but it keeps you safe so that you can stay stuck. Your comfort zone keeps you safe so that you can stay stuck. And here's the truth: you don't pay the cost of playing small today, you pay it tomorrow. You're paying it next year or in the opportunities that pass you by while you're waiting to feel ready. And so for you, playing small may feel like settling for good enough when you know that there is more, or downplaying your strength so that you can fit in, so that you can be accepted, or refusing to raise your rates because you feel nobody's going to pay, or not showing up boldly because you are afraid of how people might perceive you. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she told me a story of someone who ran a small business for 5 years. They were absolutely brilliant at what they did, but they were terrified to charge more than peanuts because they thought people wouldn't pay. One day they realized that they had under earned by millions over those years. And all because comfort zone told them that they'd lose clients if they asked for what they were worth. You see, playing small cost them more than any risk ever could. Every day I've learned to ask myself, where in life am I shrinking? Like, where am I shrinking? Where am I not serving myself the best? Where am I suffering myself? And what is it costing me every day? Now, this is not a call for you to fix it. Please calm down. This is not a call to fix. This is a call to be aware. I just want you to be aware that you are self sabotaging and that something can be done about it. You can't just fold your hands and hope for the best. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is an addendum that can be added to strategy, but in itself is not a strategy. All right. So there are four levels from comfort that leads it to becoming sabotage. Because a lot of times comfort can be very sneaky. It dresses up like wisdom, it dresses up like balance, it dresses up like waiting for the right time. And so I want to share with you four levels of comfort. The first is the safe zone. I only do what I know. So this can be like staying in a dead end job because it's predictable. At the end of the month, I'm being paid a salary. Why should I ask for more? The cost of this is stagnation. You're staying in a place where you're not growing, you're not thriving, you're just stuck because you want to stay safe. And a lot of you are in jobs where you're supposed to have quit by now, but because it brings in the check every month, and you want to check, is the check that you're getting worth the stagnation that you're empowering? Number two is the comfortable zone. This is the zone where you say, I stretch a little when I feel like it. If I don't feel like it, I just stay where I am. I cannot come and go and kill myself. That kind of thing, right? So you put out ideas, you have all these beautiful ideas. Oh, I want to leave this job and start my fashion line, but you never do anything about it. You never launch it. So you just play too. You just stay in this place where it's comfortable, it's just working, you are barely surviving, but safe. Number three is the numbing zone that says, I'm resting. So you're procrastinating and you're calling it self care. You're procrastinating and you're keeping yourself stuck in the same excuses year in, year out. You're selling the same narrative to yourself. You're telling yourself the same sad story. You're telling yourself the same lie. You're telling yourself the same thing. Delayed destiny. Number four is the sabotage zone. I'm too busy. I'm not ready. I'm not enough. So you invent reasons. You are actively thinking about reasons on how to stay the same. So you're blocking your own expansion. You're becoming your own enemy of progress. So practically, I want us to do something. I'm sure you're with your journal, your pen, your paper as you're listening to me right now. And I want you to pick one area of your life, your work, money, relationships, your health, your faith, where you feel stuck. I want you to write it down. Then I want you to ask yourself what level that you're in, whether you're safe, whether you're comfortable, whether you're numbing, or whether you're sabotaging. And write it honestly. And then go a step further and ask yourself, what is it costing me to stay here another 6 months? What is it costing me to stay here? Now let the cost bother you. Let the cost bother you. Because growth will not happen until you feel the sting of your own limits. Growth will not happen until you feel the sting of your own limitations, your self imposed limitations. I came up with something cool and I call it the sabotage moment because the twin of comfort is sabotage. And the truth is that self sabotage is a hidden thief that can look like logic, but it actually kills your potential. So it looks like a good thing, but it's actually like a limitation. So let's break it down. Number one S, subconscious stories. Subconscious stories. So you want to ask yourself, what old story is running my life? If I'm too much, if I show up fully, they'll reject you. Maybe because somebody told you one time that you were doing too much, or maybe you just believe it that everybody's threatened by you. And that's a function of your own insecurity. A is avoidance behaviors. Avoidance behaviors. How do you dodge the real work? So you're constantly researching, but you're never launching. You're constantly waiting for the perfect time to enter the market, but you never actually enter into the market. And then there's B, blame shifting. So you're asking yourself, oh, who can I blame now? So you're blaming something, you're blaming someone, you are just consistently shifting the blame. Oh, my family doesn't support me. Oh, my spouse doesn't agree with me. I have learned the power of asking questions. What is it about this thing that I'm sharing with you that doesn't work for you? Especially when it comes to people, there's a reason why you're being stopped. Find out the reason and answer the question that they're trying to ask, or pray their doubt away. O is overcomplication, making simple moves hard. So you want a perfect brand before you start posting content. As a person right now, I'm currently rebranding my personal brand. Now imagine if I had to wait until all the I's were dotted and all the T's were crushed. Imagine if I had to do that. I had to do all of that before I accepted God's call for my life. I accept God's pictures for my life. How scary would that be? Do you see? Of course, T is timidity. So you're hiding behind caution. You're waiting for 100% before you start acting. You're waiting for all the I's to be dotted and all the T's to be crossed. You're just scared. Oh, you want it to be good. You want it to be perfect. So you're telling yourself a lie, and you're telling yourself that, oh, what I have is not good enough. What I'm doing is not good enough. I need to do more to get better. And all you actually do need to do is just show up. Remember, greatness is not hard. It is progress over perfection. Like take one little step, making progress. Like just make progress over being perfect. A lot of us want to be perfect. We're looking for perfect expressions, perfect stories, perfect narratives. But our perfection is sabotaging us. Our perfection is limiting us. Our perfection is imprisoning us. Our perfection is keeping us small. The second A is approval addiction. So we are addicted to everyone's permission. You're asking 10 people for their opinions before you do one thing. You're asking 10 people for their opinions before you take one step. You want to know what this person thinks about, what this person thinks about it, what this person thinks about it. Are you not exhausted? I mean, it gets super exhausting to do that. Then the G is the glass ceiling mindset, where you secretly believe that there's a limit for people like you. And I hear that a lot in Nigerians, in Africans, where you believe somehow that there is like a different life for people like you. There is a different outcome for people like you. And then E is excuse engineering. You are very creative at explaining why now is not the time. You can get very creative, extremely creative about why now is not the time. Activity number 3 in today's course. You can pause the video after you hear the instruction just to take your time. Take a minute and rate yourself from 1 to 5 on each letter. 1 meaning not me at all. 5 meaning this is my default sabotage. Then I want you to circle your top 2. Which of these letters keep you stuck the most? Which of these letters keep you stuck the most? Now, I want you to name it because naming it means power. You cannot defeat what you don't define. You cannot defeat what you don't define. Now, knowing sabotage is half the battle. It's time for us to shift it. And this framework that will help you and change everything is the shift framework. The shift framework. S is spot it. Catch the sabotage thought in real time. So get to work. Say, I'm going to execute this project. I'm going to execute this plan. I'm going to do this thing. And then the moment you start thinking anything other than execution, bam, chakam, according to Nigerian, take a snapshot of it. Catch it in the act. Don't put the thing that you want to do aside. Rather, pick up the excuse and take a snapshot of it. But then you go a step further and hold it. Sit in the discomfort, don't numb it. Like sit in that uncomfortable silence. Feel the pain, don't run from it. Feel the issue, don't run from it. And after feeling it, interrupt it. Do something tiny that will break the pattern. So you're always giving excuses. Sit with your excuse and you're like, oh, I see you. You are an excuse. I've been giving you all the time. Sit with it. And after you're done, stand up and do something that interrupts that pattern, that breaks the pattern. And then flip it. Change the story. Instead of saying, I'm scared to charge more, tell yourself, not charging more insults my gift. Not charging more insults my skill set. Not charging more is limiting me more than it is building me. And then T, you want to train it. Repeat until discomfort becomes your new normal. Repeat it until discomfort becomes your new normal. So you don't just stop there. You go a step further and even you can create a plan, a high performance plan, a high performance shift plan. And then you want to draw like a table for yourself. I have this table, it's not a table that I sit on, but like an Excel sheet where I have 3 columns: comfort behavior, new stretch move, and next 72-hour action. Comfort behavior, new stretch move, 72-hour action. So example is, oh, I never pitch myself. I never talk about what I do. And then I will tell myself, what can I do? What can I do that'll get me out of my comfort zone and into stretching? Oh, pitch one podcast this week. Pitch one podcast, just one podcast this week. What can I do in the next 72 hours to get to work so that I'm not just telling stories of what I want to do? I'm actually doing something. So I can say, oh, I'm sending 3 DMs today to 3 different people to work with them, to record a podcast with them, to collaborate with them on what they do. And then, you can even go a step further and ask yourself, what does it cost me not to do this in the next 72 hours? What does it cost me not to do this in the next 72 hours? You could even get somebody to hold you accountable. Have a friend, have someone who can hold you accountable, someone who can get you thinking, get you out of your comfort zone, get you working, get you considering what you're doing and not just leaving you on the sidelines. Because let's be honest, right? Comfort feels safe, but the regret of your comfort zone is very expensive. My God, it is extremely expensive. Imagine that you have been comfortable sitting on an idea, and then you wake up one morning and the same idea, the same way that you got it, that you've been sitting on, someone else launches it and it becomes $1 million brand. How are you going to feel if you heard that or if you saw that? Something that you've been sleeping on, something that you've not taken seriously. One person decides, I'm going to take this thing seriously. I'm going to put this thing to work. And then they actually do, and they see results. Scary. Playing small cost you years that you will never get back. This is a mantra that I live by. Comfort is cheap, growth is costly, but regret is priceless. Comfort is cheap, growth is costly, but regret is priceless. And I refuse to pay that price. Comfort is cheap, growth is costly. I want to pay the costly price to grow. I want to grow. I refuse to self-sabotage. I refuse to allow myself. So I want you to go back. Don't just write notes, go back. The sabotage framework, the shift framework. I want you to apply it. Look at your finances, look at your personal development, look at all these parts of your life. Do the uncomfortable things. The cost of playing too small is too high. You've never paid for a course before. Pay for a course. You heard me. Pay for a course. You've never sat in a room before where conversations are different. Find your way into those rooms. But never allow yourself to settle for a mediocre version of yourself because you're trying to impress or you're trying to help somebody to feel good about themselves and all that. No, give yourself grace, give yourself leverage, be intentional about yourself because you don't want to settle for safe. You don't want to be lackadaisical. You don't want to be laissez faire. You want to be very, very intentional. You want to be very, very strategic and curate an experience for yourself that you would not forget. You would not forget. It's very important. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. Don't settle for safe. Don't settle for safe. Don't settle for complacent. Don't settle. Insist. that, oh, I'm not going to settle, I'm not going to play small, I'm not going to play safe, I'm going to intentionally just pursue my growth, pursue my becoming, pursue results at a higher level than I am pursuing it now. I'm going to be focused, I'm going to be intentional, I'm going to be driven about it. So that's all from me today. Thank you for coming out. I'll see you again next week for another amazing session that will shift your mindset, make you a high performing individual, and literally like 10x your results. See you next time. Bye for now.